A lot of hours with Don. This has been a struggle, so help him through it.
All right, I'm not as good a public speaker as Mr. Hirschfeld, so I'm probably going to read what I wrote a little bit more. Doesn't mean it's not from the heart. My name is Eric Gale. All my friends know me as Rick. I think pretty much most of you know me. And Don pretty much joined at the hip. I first met Don in the early 90s. We worked together for a short while, up until we both decided that gay porn didn't pay as well as we thought it did. I first met Don when I was working at my parents' moving company in like 91 or 92. He was working over at American Truck and Trailer. I was a dumb kid. If I got in over my head, we'd take a truck over to his shop, or he would come over and work with me. And we hit it off right away. He was previously in the high school diesel repair program that I was currently in. And he told me once I was done with school, I should come over and try to work at their shop. I dealt with him a few times, and he was typical Don. Treated me like we were good friends. He'd show me around his shop, or show me what he was working on. You know, he'd take me, he'd have an engine ripped apart or whatever, and I could barely change oil. And was like, I had no clue what he was doing. Anyway, my parents sold their company, and I went to work down in Freightliner. I lost touch with Don for a couple of years, but I'd occasionally see his name on some paperwork for selling auto transport. One day I found out Don was working over at Gordon Trucking, which was right next door to Freightliner, and the Gordons owned both of them. I didn't get over to talk to him much. I wish I would have more back then, but we were just acquaintances, not great friends at the time. Anyways, long story short, Gordon merged both shops, the Freightliner and the Gordon shop. We had a brand new building, and the rest was history. It must have been like, I don't know, mid-90s probably, they did that, 95. There was a few of us in there that probably never should have worked together. I think you know who you are. Jared, Johnny, a couple of you guys. Sometimes, I don't know how anything ever got done. There was always a joke or a prank going on, and Don and I always seemed to be involved somehow. Don and I always had a battle going on. We'd wait till each other would be underneath the truck that we were working on, try to either like flood the bay or throw as much trash underneath there as possible. I'll never forget, he'd be underneath the truck pulling a transmission, and I'd go over and just turn the water spigot on, and it would just completely flood the bay. Or he would bring, we had these drain pans that were like ends of fuel tanks, and he'd fill them with water, and he'd take it, if I'm underneath the truck, he would just dump the whole thing underneath there. That was fun. Don's biggest claim to fame, prank, he would put cups of water on the doors around the shop that had the auto closing mechanism. A lot of you know that. When the door opened, the arm would actually knock the cup off on whose ever head opened the door. It got so rampant at Freightliner that you had to kick the door open when you went through it. And I'm not joking, you would kick the door. You wouldn't just open it because it would go on your head. It got so bad, one day we were told the next person that did it would be fired. Hell.
They still let me in the van.
Don and I both found out about the job openings down at the port in late 2005, early 2006. We both applied and made a pact that if one of us got hired, we'd do whatever it took to help the other one get on down there also. He got his interview down there first, and I thought I didn't have a chance. He came back from his interview and told me my application was sitting on the guy's desk that interviewed him. Got my interview the next day. We both went through the hiring process for a couple months together. It was just a long, drawn-out ordeal. During my interview, I was told we'd need to pass a state welding test to be hired. Don and I promptly enrolled in Bates Technical College. We took a bunch of night classes down there together, so we'd leave Freightliner. We'd take our trucks and be like, we'd just disappear. We'd go, hey, have a good night. We'd meet down the road and ride down to Bates together and go to a welding class, we knew we were leaving. Well, that's how it kind of was supposed to happen. I cut my long hair off, so everyone knew I was going somewhere. Everyone's like, oh, you got an interview somewhere, huh? Don, of course, with short hair, he'd laugh at the whole thing. He'd be like, nobody had a clue he was going anywhere, right? But we were in the same exact situation, but everybody knew I was going somewhere. Anyways, we got through all that. Both of us received a phone call one day that said we were hired. Problem was they didn't give us any time to give Freightliner notice we were leaving. I'll never forget, sitting in the truck I was working on, we're both sitting there, we're like about to have a heart attack because we had to give poor Brett 1 hour notice that we were quitting. That was it, 1 hour. Hey man, sorry, we've been here for 13 years, we got 1 hour, I'm done. It was both Dawn was tore up. Anyways, we finally made it down to our current jobs down at the port. Dawn and I pretty much have worked side by side down there for the past 13 years. We had a deal when we started that we'd call each other on the way into work to make sure the other was up so we weren't late for work. We did this for a long time. So not only were we working together for 10 hours a day, but we were talking on the phone for half an hour beforehand. I don't know how we never got sick of each other. Don was such a high quality person. He always had a compliment for everyone and always cared how everyone else was doing. He was a true people pleaser that put everyone else first. We had a really great we had a really great special friendship. We always were aware of what was going on with each other and always supported each other. I'll never forget one time I told him he was like a brother to me. And he said, we're better than brothers, we don't fight. It's so weird how much time we spent together and never fought. Never got sick of being around each other. Don, thanks for everything you've done for me and my family. You were a great coworker, bandmate, friend, and even better than a big brother. You've been such a massive part of my life. I love you. I'll miss you forever. Rock on, Don!